All right, guys, welcome to the back nine. And for hole 10, we're gonna climb up about 300 stairs, get to the top of the world finish style, and throw a downhill cool shot. So let's check it out. Cool. These are nice. Yeah, see? Exactly. Raptor leg workout.
Yep. Yeah, this is the signature hole.
I love it.
Yep.
All right. We climbed up 300 stairs. Pretty impressive that they built this staircase all the way up here. But now we got, I think this is probably higher than the top of the world in Santa Cruz, California. Top of the world finish style, I'll call it. And we got, what do we got? 728 feet. And it's probably I'm gonna be pulling out of some sort of dagger, or I'll throw a harp on the first one. Let's try this harp and just see how this glides down there. This is crazy. This is a beautiful view. This is amazing. This is why we play disc golf, and this is why we travel, to play holes like this. Okay, a little bit short, but we got a putt at it. I can't quite tell how short that is based on how crazy downhill it is. This one I'm gonna throw a trust. A little bit harder, I'm throwing pretty soft just because I'm downhill. All right, I hit a tree, I'm gonna throw one more. This is just such a fun shot. My discs are soaked right now, so a little bit slip out action on that one, but I don't care, it's still a fun shot. That one turned a little bit.
It's not coming back.
Yeah, that's all right though. Well, this hole is fun. That's hole 10 out here at Rock Valley. It's a blast. We're gonna play from the harp, the first shot, and see if we can make a putt on birdie on it. All right, so we threw our drive here. Pretty good shot considering I'd never thrown this hole before, but tough hole to birdie, no doubt about that. But yeah, through the harp. Didn't get the birdie on the top of the world finish style, but that don't take away from the fact that that's probably one of the prettiest holes I've ever played. Pretty amazing. Hole 10 out here at Rock Valley. All right, hole 11, we got a mid-range shot, 111 feet, or 111 meters, and how many feet is that? 360 feet. Kind of a cool little elevated green here. They said they're gonna plant some grass and flowers and all kinds of good, fun stuff to make it pretty. But yeah, pretty cool hole. Gonna throw just a nice smooth mid-range shot out wide right and let it come back to the left. So yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I wanted. Skipped up, slid up into the base of that hill, and now I've probably got, 8 meters up the hill. I'm gonna try one more shot here. I'm gonna throw just a smooth criminal driver. Just a little smoother, 50% with a driver, and kind of let it skip up there. Just like that, skip up into the hill. Oh, it's stuck, so that's perfect. I mean, that's when you play a mound green like this, that's always the goal, is just kind of try to hit and stick into that side hill and then take your putt up. You don't want to be too aggressive. Just take the, however far that is, I would say 8 meters or so to the basket. So it takes us to the putt here. We got a nice little mulch walkway. The sides are mud right now, but it's gonna turn into grass and flowers, which is gonna be super cool. And oh, bad. Whoops, that was a bad putt. Cool. So we got one slippery chain putt, one air ball, and one make. But that is hole 11. I can't wait to see what this green turns into once they beautify it. All right, hole 12, we got a par 4, kind of a double layup, par 4, where you're gonna kind of lay up to the short basket, which is probably around 470. So lay up there, it's kind of like a little island shot that's a layup zone, and then you're gonna throw across another batch of out of bounds to the basket. So 470 to the red basket, layup zone, and then to the basket probably another 300 feet or so. It doesn't look that far, 470, but we'll see. So you kind of want to be a little bit, left of that red basket is kind of the ideal landing zone, because I drove up there with the cart to see it. So kind of throw out the red basket and fade back left and see where that puts us. A little bit too far left probably. Yeah, so we'll try one more. Gonna get getting the slip grip with all this rain. We'll try one more though. There we go. That seems better. So that's much better. So that's pretty much right where we want to land. That should take us in a good spot to throw a second shot into the par 4. All right, we threw our second shot into the sweet spot of this fairway. Now we kind of, so if I threw it about 470, the whole total hole was 730, I think. So we got probably 200 and something feet back left to the basket. A little bit wide, looks like, off the get-go, but looks like we went down a little bit of a hill and a little bit deep. The camera guy's always is panning away from the disc, so that's never good. So I'm gonna throw one more here, and I'm gonna try just a smooth backhand to see if I can fit that in there. Just start it off wider, kind of play to the right side of these bunkers here. There we go. I like that way better, way safer. Maybe that's a little bit short, but I like that it's not gonna start rolling like the first one did on that side slope. So I'll try a harp on that same shot that I just threw there, and a little bit more left. There we go. I like that one the most. So that one should fade back. Yeah, yep. So looking at the shot, the more I look at it, the more it fits kind of this right-hand hyzer, the righty hyzer, as opposed to throwing this forehand with the bunker, and you don't want to go past the bunker, so then you kind of go down the hill a lot easier. So a lot less variables, more high percentage to throw this right hand hyzer up shot. So this first one got a little bit of a roll down this down slope here. It's funny when you play on lead cards and feature cards and you have a cameraman and you have like a hole like this, it's funny, like you always know if your disc is rolling because the camera guy's like panning away from the basket, which is never a good sign. But yeah, it's just a funny thing that everyone on lead card always talks about. Like if you start panning, if your camera guy pans, you know that's not it's a good sign. So uphill, rainy, 10-meter putt for birdie. Oh, and this good old-fashioned slip out. There we go. Got a good stroke on that one. So it's hard to really keep that grip for long enough to get it chain high sometimes when you're in this rain. But that was my backhand harp right there, and my backhand dagger is a little bit over there, a little bit wider. So yeah, we'll take a couple more rainy putts from some of my shots. This one's a nice, a little bit wide, but still got a good look at birdie here. If I were to, so you can see how high I'm putting these things, just kind of dropping them in there. It's crazy whenever you miss like I just did there. The fact that this basket has no nipples kind of on the top here, it's kind of flat as you see. The discs especially when it's wet, they ramp off the side of the rim, which actually I kind of like, because if you're gonna have a challenging target like this and smaller, it's just gonna make the game harder to score. And so it's gonna make it a lot, more rolls off this rim, more skips off the rim. And I just like the challenge. I think that smaller basket, more challenging if you miss, which, obviously if you wanna play at the highest level, you need a challenge. And I think that's what this basket does.
We made a premium target, actually 2 of them, and we made the pro target smaller, 13% smaller. Remember the weak side on a target? Here it is now. Our patented catching capabilities on the target are the reason they remain fair and consistent in their performance, absorbing impact like no other. We're making the sport look good, sound good, and feel good. We're the future of disc golf. We are Premium Disc Golf.
All right, hole 13. I'm officially soaked from the finished rain, but we're out here playing and I love it. Can't get enough disc golf. 367 on hole 13, 112 meters. We got a kind of a risk reward shot where you got OB up the middle here. If you go straight and hit a tree, you're gonna be out of bounds. But I like the challenge. I think I'm gonna try, just because it looks fun, I'm gonna try to go up the gut. And that looks like the most fun shot. So let's try that with a compass and see if we can't get a good flight on this thing. Oh, I clipped a tree. Dang it, that was looking good. I'm gonna try a couple more. Try to hit that up the middle gap. That looks fun. Hyzer I'd probably throw in a tournament.
Yeah.
I just like to throw up the middle for fun, you know, because it looks fun.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try another compass shot up the middle here, and we're gonna hit the gap, and we're gonna see if we can't get a good shot. There we go. That's so much better. Did that get through? Yep. Heck yeah, that was fun. So satisfying to throw like a hyzer flip with like a mid-range like that up the gut like this. This is kind of a type of hole where if you're in a tournament, yeah, you're gonna throw the high percentage hyzer. But when you're having fun out here just for a practice round casually, I'm gonna throw up the gut just because it's fun. So high percentage hyzer coming right up. Oh, that was a little bit wide left, but that's kind of another reason why you throw the hyzer, because I kind of sawed it off, but I'm still safe. And that's kind of why, you know, there's more room for error with the hyzer. I'm gonna go again, actually. I'm gonna throw a little bit wider on this next one. Yeah, smooth criminal, that's what we're throwing. Smooth criminal out wide right for the park job. It's a little short, but I think we're safe. Hit a little bit of tree action, but we're up there putting. So the fun shot paid off with the compass, and I parked it up the middle with the kind of hyzer flip with my kind of flippier compass. And that's why the hyzer flip is so rewarding when you throw it, because you get to see it fly through all the trees, over all the out of bounds, and you know right where it's gonna be when you throw it good. And that's right by the basket for me. Hole 13, compass. Hole number 14, we got 292 feet uphill and 89 meters. So it's gonna probably play like 300, 320. And I'm gonna throw a forehand smooth criminal up the left-hand side here. And I like it, kind of cool shot here. That seems pretty good, actually. Yeah, I like it. So that's pretty much exactly what you want, up the gap through the, I like this hole because you get the golf course feel out here, but then you also have the mixed in wooded shots like this, and maybe hole 2, the one that's way up on that rock green. So yeah, you still have some wooded shots out here to kind of balance out the open bombs. So hole 14, smooth criminal, that's what you throw. All right, so we got the drive up here. We got through the evergreens, which is tough because they're off-centered, because anytime you have an off-centered gap like this, it's hard to tell the depth perception, but we're good. We got uphill. Oh, dang it. So we missed the putt, but still don't mean we can't get some practice in. We're out here practicing, so that's what we're doing. We're practicing, so yeah, uphill smooth criminal through the evergreen trees, and kind of got a cool green up here. It's got, you know, lots of slope, lots of trees, and you got a lot of cool variables to counterbalance some of the open holes out here. So really cool. Smooth criminal was the play off the tee. Hole 15, we got a downhill par 3. Pretty cool shot. I'm gonna pull out a general, and it's gonna play about, I'm guessing, 430, something like that, 440, right in that range as far as how far it's gonna actually play with the downhill grade. So I'm gonna go with a smooth orange general and throw it out wide over those OB sticks and let it hyzer back. Oh, just barely short. So I'm gonna throw a little bit more glide on this one. There we go. That one's way better. That one's gonna be parked for sure. Maybe skipping the hole. Oh, all right. So as you can see, made that small adjustment. The first one hyzered out a little bit too much. And that second one, all I did is just threw a little bit more glide on it because I knew how far the hole was. And so that's the difference between the first shot and making the adjustment on the second shot. So my first shot hit the lip of this bunker here, and the OB's back there, so I'm actually safe because I'm kind of touching the grass. So
Yeah, it's hazard.
Hazard, okay. So we're good. And we're gonna hopefully, on the first shot, as you can see the difference between the first and second, the first one kind of hit short here, and then they made the adjustment on the second. So yeah, pretty cool hole. It's not super, it's pretty far. You still gotta be able to throw it right around 440, 450 to reach the hole. But yeah, that's why you see me when I'm throwing shots, especially like a hole like this, I throw a bad shot and I immediately wanna make the adjustment so I can kind of drill that positive muscle memory, which would be like this second shot here. I can kind of think about that, think about how that one felt compared to the first one. And then you can kind of say, hey, all right, there's a about a 30 or 40 foot difference between throwing it the way I threw this one and then throwing it the way I threw that one. So, and that's how you can kind of gauge your distance control on a hole like this. Hole 16, we got a par 4. This is a pretty cool hole. We got some good tree action off the tee. Forces you to throw kind of up the middle. And I'm trying to throw I would say 330 foot shot with kind of my flippy mid-range compass. And as you can see, there's bunkers right in front of me. I'm kind of just trying to throw over top of those with a little bit of turn. So. Something just like that. Yeah, maybe that's a little short, but that's still very playable, I think. I'm gonna throw the same shot, just maybe throw it a little bit harder, not necessarily I probably could throw a fairway, but I'm gonna throw still a compass just to see. That one just went a little bit too far left here. It's all right though, it's still safe. I'm gonna try a fairway here. Try and explore. It's uphill more than I thought for sure, so try my good old faithful orange explorer here. There we go. That was better. Oh, it skipped in the bunker, but that was a good line. This is pretty much exactly what I want. This uphill is like killing the distance a lot more than you think. Like anytime you have an uphill grade that doesn't look that uphill, but as soon as your disc starts flying, it slows down and kind of goes nose up and just hyzers out. So that's kind of what's happening. And the wet discs don't help. It's all good. All right, here's our hyzer flip mid-range up the hill. A little shorter than I would want, but it's okay. I didn't really realize how much uphill slope till I got up here. But I'm gonna throw kind of an uphill hyzer and try to just crash this green. A little bit wider than I wanted. I'm gonna try one more. It's a fun shot. I'm trying to rip this thing uphill. Discs are completely soaked at this point, but I still like to practice fun shots. Over top crashing hyzers is kind of fun. Okay, I keep hitting something, but that's all right. I mean, that's kind of the nature of the beast when you're throwing over top. You just kind of got to play the plinko. Your disc isn't really going to hyzer out. All it's going to do is kind of fly until it hits a tree and then drop. So you kind of got to play that and realize that, hey, it's not going to get a full flight. Eventually it's going to hit and drop. And so that's kind of an over the top shot tip, is don't expect your disc to fly through a bunch of trees. Once it gets low enough to where it's going to hit a tree, 95% of the time it's going to, and it's going to hit and drop. So play that. My over the top plinko shot actually kind of worked out. We got a uphill 10-meter putt that feels like it's almost 15 meters because of how far uphill it is. So we're gonna putt way up. Ooh, see, I putted super high and it still was just chain high. All right, we got it up high enough, barely. This one's gonna be hopefully higher. There we go. There we go. So we got two. And the biggest thing with the leverage when you're uphill like this is really coming up on your toes. And that way you can kind of get that leverage coming up and get that high arcing, like what I like to do, start it high and drop it in. And as you guys know from last episode, you know how the starting point of an uphill putt is the most important. And so how you can kind of expand on that is use your lower body, use your legs. This is important on flat ground, but it's especially important on uphill putts to get that leverage coming up and use the ground as energy to help get that momentum. So now you know how to make even longer uphill putts. All right, hole 17, we got a cool downhill par 3. We got some tall trees that you gotta throw over, which is kind of unique because normally on downhill shots you wanna throw low. And this one kind of forces you to throw high. Unless you wanna throw down the middle gap, which is a very viable option. But for right now, with the rain, I don't trust my straight shot release as it's been slipping out a lot. So I'm gonna go over the top. I'll throw kind of a hard flex shot over in the sky and just hope that I got some good feel to take it close to the basket, because at this point, I don't know how far it's playing. I know it's way downhill, so it's 459, so I'm sure it's probably gonna play at least 50 to 75 feet shorter than what the tee sign says. And I got all dry towels or wet towels and wet discs. So hopefully this thing doesn't slip out, but it might. But yeah, throwing nice and high over top of these trees. That kind of actually feels like it's going to be good. Oh my gosh. That was crazy, dude. That was so crazy. See, I guess I do have some good feel because that felt good out of the hand and I almost aced it and parked it about 2 feet. Totally rainy, totally crazy conditions, but criminal, smooth criminal is the play again. That was cool. Dude, that almost aced it, huh? That was crazy. Did that almost go in? That was so cool. It probably just went right in front of it, huh? Let's see where my divot's at. All right, my yellow smooth criminal was the perfect shot. That's crazy. Pretty cool to birdie this hole. It's pretty iconic over top of the trees. Almost give it an ace run. And you have the tap in putt for bird. All right, hole 18, this is the finishing hole. This is pretty sick. We got uphill the entire way and we got OB and we got trees. So we got all the variables you want for a good hole design. And this is pretty cool. So I'm gonna go upright with my general and it's 390 to get over these bunkers that are in the fairway. So that's kind of the guardians. So I'm gonna kind of just use this tree as a aiming point, go over top, maybe a little right of that, and then fade back, hopefully around 430, 440 into the middle. Something like I was aiming for. See now where we land. So that seems money, yeah? Yes. That's right in the middle, about 430, 440. Now let's see if we can throw an uphill 450 to the basket. Okay. I'm gonna throw my orange general. That's kind of what I throw on a left to right shot like this. Distance shot. There we go, that's money. That was money. I like that. That was a crush. Threw that one pretty far. Generals, man, I don't know what to tell you. They fly good. This was a hyzer, and I threw it about 430, something like that, uphill, and we still left with about almost 500 feet uphill. So it's... Yeah, so that's, so I mean, throw 2 full rips and you're 200 feet short. Like, all right, so for fun, I'm just gonna I threw the aggressive shot off the tee and see where that's gonna land me. And now I've got probably like 400 something feet to the basket, I would say. 400 feet, right around there. It's gonna play a lot further because it's so far uphill, but let's see if we can't get a putt at it. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, so that's putting, yeah? Okay, so yeah. I think it's just, yeah, it's a hard hole for sure.
Yeah, it's messing with you.
Yeah, the depth perception definitely gets messed up with the smaller basket because I'm so used to seeing the bigger target, so, which I'm really good at guessing the distance and having a good feel, but that smaller target definitely makes a difference, which is, but yeah, all in all, this is a challenging hole 18, uphill the entire way. And I think it's a rewarding birdie. It's a really hard birdie to get, but those are always the most rewarding. So that's hole 18. So we got it just outside circle 2 more than likely, but it definitely looked a lot further away than it actually is. We still have a putt, and this was from the safe drive, the hyzer, the not so aggressive shot. Oh, a little bit low. But yeah, still got a putt at it. Come on. Oh, so close. But yeah, hard hole, par is not bad with all the out of bounds, all the uphill undulation. And that's how you play hole 18. You can play it safe, you can play it aggressive. And obviously my aggressive shot is up there inside the circle's edge, I think. And so that's the difference. You know, circle 2, lower percentage, outside circle 2, I should say. And then the aggressive shots inside circle 1 with a higher percentage for birdie with more risk. So my aggressive play faded out left of the basket here, which is kind of the big part of the green, which is where you want, you know, sweet spot on the second shot. But then you're left with a downhill death putt to where if you miss, you're going who knows where. But we're gonna finish with some makes. How's that? Oh, oh, but thank you guys for joining me here at Rock Valley in Finland. This has been a blast. This course is amazing. We had some wet conditions, but I'm just glad to be out here playing disc golf. It's still a lot of fun. We got an off week, and I wanted to show you guys an awesome course that I got invited to by Disc Golf Finland. They filmed the video. Big shout out to them for filming, editing, coming out in the rain, and letting me play their course. So big shout out to Disc Golf Finland, Dynamic Disc, obviously a main sponsor, and my general for flying far and amazing out here on these holes. So thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you guys next time. That kind of actually feels like it's going to be good. Oh my gosh. That was crazy, dude. That was so crazy. See, I guess I do have some good feel.